All right, today's video is gonna be about 4 tips to avoid getting sick while traveling. These are 4 things that I personally do. I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing with you what's been working for me. Every time I travel, I never get sick while everyone else around me does. So I just wanna share those things with you. All right, so the first tip is wash your hands. It's so simple, but not everybody does it. So you wanna make sure that you're washing your hands frequently. So after the bathroom is a good place to start. And the second place that's really, really key that I always do is anytime I'm gonna eat. So especially if you're eating something with your hands, make sure you wash your hands before you put, whatever it is in your mouth. All right, the second tip, or tip number 3, I'm going backwards, is hydration. I covered this in my last video, which was 4 tips to avoid getting sick before you travel. And this one is here again because it's super important. You want to make sure that your body's hydrated, especially when you're traveling. A lot of times when we travel, we forget to drink or we don't have access to a restroom like we would at home. So you just want to make sure that you're hydrating. And I'm going to do that one again. All right, so the next one is hydration. So hydration was also in my last video, 4 tips to get ready to travel so that you stay healthy in the meantime. And the reason that it's here again is because it's super important. Most people forget to drink fluids, drink water while they're en route and while they're on their trip. So you wanna make sure that you always remember to stay hydrated. It's good for your body. And also if you're traveling from climate to climate, your body needs to acclimate to the different climates, so you just wanna make sure you stay hydrated. All right, the next one is sleep. Sleep was actually on my other video as well, and this one is so important because your body needs rest. Depending on what kind of trip you're going on, are you going on a business trip? Is it a fun party trip? Is it just a getaway? Sometimes your itinerary is so crazy that you forget to sleep or you're doing early mornings and late nights, but it's really important that you get that rest in so that you don't run your body down, because when your body is more run down, you might be more likely to get sick. And tip number 1 is plan ahead. And then there's a little arrow here because the planning ahead correlates with limiting stress. So you wanna make sure that all of your plans are good to go before you leave, whether it be your travel, your hotel, your itinerary while you're there, food, your transportation, all those things that you've already thought ahead. That way you're not stressing during your trip, because stress will lead to being run down. And then if you're not getting sleep, you're more bound to get sick. So make sure that you have everything that you need ahead of time and that you're planning 1 to 2 steps ahead. If you missed my first video, check me out. Find it on YouTube or on my Instagram. You can follow me at Mandy Stacy. That's Mandy with a Y, Stacy with a Y. Check up on that video so that you can get the 4 tips for planning ahead before you head out on your trip.